What's up, guys? Welcome to another TalkingBull podcast. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We're here to bring you your weekly nerd news and get in the camera and whatnots. We're back. Hello. Before we get anywhere, please comment, like, follow, subscribe. You guys are doing a lot better on that. I appreciate that. Apparently, if you say it enough times, people remember to like, comment, and follow and subscribe. But, you know, it is what it is. Welcome to what probably we say will be an extremely light version of this podcast, but we'll probably go the same number of things because we like to rant and talk about everything. So, without further ado, let's talk about Bad Boys for Life. Trailer finally dropped to a movie I didn't think we were ever going to see. Because how long were they talking about doing a third Bad Boys movie?
Since the second one.
Yes. And
then there was going to be 3 and 4. And 4 was supposed to be 4 Life.
Yeah.
Right?
And they did. And it was like, at one point, Will Smith was on board, then he wasn't, then Martin Lawrence was on board, then he wasn't.
He was, and he wasn't.
Yeah, and then they finally got them both on board, and we're like, okay, we'll see what happens. And then it slowly just started coming together. And sure enough,
trailer drops.
September 4th, we got a trailer. Fuck yeah. And boy, was it a good trailer.
It was.
Now, I know we have this thing where we're like, you wait too long for a sequel, we don't care about those movies. This is one of those movies where I'm like, yes, let's go. Bay is not in this. I don't know if he has any part in this.
He's probably still producer.
But it very much still feels like a Bad Boys movie. Like, the beginning is just that cool slow that they do so
Will
well.
Smith getting out looking all fucking...
And then Martin Lawrence...
Bang,
hit
the door.
Just...
smokes the door on the fire hydrant. And then they bicker about who's paying to get that fixed.
And that was a running joke in the second one when he shot the
fucking car.
Fucking hilarious. Now, before we go anywhere in this, I was looking at comments for this movie on, like, wherever I watched the trailer the first. I think it was Twitter the first time it came up in that little one. Everyone just kept talking about Martin Lawrence's weight.
Hey,
and I'm like, all right, he's a little fuller. But anyways, I'm like, you can tell, but like, it's still funny as fuck in the movie.
Yeah,
like,
he's funny. Yeah.
Like, oh man. And it's still like very much of them being opposite. Like Will Smith's character is the suave rich guy kind of thing, and Martin Lawrence is just Martin Lawrence.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah,
too old for this shit.
Yeah, and I like that aspect of it. I'm like, that a scene where we're like, we're gonna go in this, we're gonna be diplomatic when they kick in the thing, and then just kicks in. And
then we're gonna walk in. He just kicks the door in. It's like, I'm gonna enter his soul through my heart.
He's gonna penetrate
his soul with my heart. He just slugs him.
And he's like, it didn't work. And then, of course, the captain's so great. And he's like, what the hell happened here? He's like, fuck. It's so good. Everything about this movie.
Did you shoot these guys? Yeah. I didn't shoot all of them.
And then they show the clip of him taking out a few guys. Cool slow-mo thing of like him sliding through the smoke. He's like, okay, I shot a few of them. It's great. You see that scene where it looks like he's putting on that old purple jacket, which is nice. And then, just him talking about retiring and stuff like that. I have a feeling this is meant to be the last one, but if this does relatively well, I think we'll get another one out of it. Maybe, yeah. Because I'm like, I want these to keep going. They're hilarious. Like, the first two are just awesome.
Yeah.
The second one, like, ramps up the fucking, like, just extremeness of it being
the second one, I'm looking at it right now. It's popped up on YouTube as, like, you could buy it. But it has a runtime of 2 hours, 26 minutes. I will say watching it feels a lot longer because that movie can end in about 4 different times when it gets to the ending, but then it keeps going.
There's a part in the second movie where it hits when the sister gets kidnapped and taken to Mexico.
Yeah, Guantanamo. Well, it's like Guantanamo.
Yeah,
like
and like
that's where they drive to at the
there's
end.
this slow-mo thing where like he pushes out the door and walks out, and then all the narc guys,
and like her team,
and a bunch of people come with us, and you're just like, there is a shit ton of this movie left.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel long, but it also feels long, but it's such a good movie. I'm surprised
the runtime is surprising at 2:26, but like it doesn't feel long when you're watching it, but it feels longer than less than 2.5 hours.
It does.
There's like 3 different endings when you get to that point in the movie, and like it just keeps going and going.
Obviously, he's not dating the sister anymore.
I didn't see her in there.
No, she's off making her sequel series on whatever network that is.
Oh yeah, she plays her character.
Yeah,
there,
with Jessica Alba.
Yeah,
and I forget where they are now, but like, what the hell? What? It's on some weird fucking like network.
Yeah,
right. One of the like not
like
TLC.
Ethics,
Yeah,
like
one of the
Alfred is.
Yeah, Jesus
I
Christ.
seen a trailer for that.
Did you?
On something.
I saw it drop, and I just was like, I don't care. I have no need to watch the Alfred movie.
The Alfred movie.
Or TV show, sorry. But yeah, I can't wait for 2003, man. That's how long we've been waiting for this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I will see this day fucking one.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm in.
January 17th.
Like, I've been waiting for this trailer. We've seen like, it was like production. We saw production started, little production shots, and then production wraps.
Production started.
Yeah, I did. Will Smith kept putting it out, and then Martin Lawrence was like on Instagram and stuff. They were talking about it and showing shots and stuff. But like, it looks every bit like a Bad Boys movie. Like, I love the interjection of the song in the like action bits, where they cut it and they stop it. They show each thing and they cut it and they stop it. Usually that's kind of bad in a trailer because it's annoying, but in this one they did just enough where it's not annoying. But we have no idea what the plot is, and that's interesting. It doesn't matter, but the plots are very interesting in these movies.
They are.
Because they escalate in terms of what they're doing. And half the time these idiots stumble onto a case, which is the best way for these guys, and I love it. I love the end where it looks like they have like a little team and they start doing the Bad Boys thing, and they're like, no, it takes a long time to do this. You're doing it wrong, and you have to master it. I'm like, you guys didn't master it. That's one of the best jokes at the end of the second movie when they're on the river,
when the boat breaks again, or the pool.
The pool. And he's like, you need to learn the words. He's like, you don't know the words. This is one of those movies like it's like Rush Hour where we just want more, but unfortunately we got another Rush Hour and it's not that good. Because the first two Rush Hours, awesome. Yeah. We're like, give us Rush Hour 3. They're like, here's Rush Hour 3. We're like, go back and do it again. That's another one that's been talked about relentlessly. Is another Rush Hour.
I thought it was last year at some point, like almost good to go.
I think it's a Tucker thing, right? Because he left like the limelight for a long time, and I think Rush Hour is like the only thing he did for a long time, as far as I know. Because Jackie Chan still makes movies, and I'm sure he wants to make one. Apparently, he's got some movie with Arnold. Oh yeah, where he, like, it's kind of like the Monkey King type of movie. That wasn't a bad movie. It was him and Jet Li, right? They finally worked together, and you're like, yeah, but it was like they were kind of too oldish, and you're like, oh no, why did you wait so long? It's two of the coolest fighters ever. Like watching the welcome to the side tangent now. The ones with Aaliyah and then Tom Arnold and DMX Jet Li movies.
Oh, okay.
Like, what is it, like
Exit Wounds?
Yeah, Exit Wounds and forget the name of the other one, but like he's dope in those, man. He just beats people up. There's one scene where he kicks the pool ball out of the pocket and kicks it in a guy's face.
That's a famous thing from the trailer.
Oh my god, that's so dope. And then like the one with Aaliyah where he's fighting Anthony Anderson and he gets him all tied up in his coat. And when he's escaping the backyard, then he just still smiles and he walks away, and you're like, oh, that's awesome. Even bad Jet Li movies are kind of good. Like The One. That's not even a good movie, but just watching him kick people in the face is awesome. I was thinking about the other day when I wanted to, like, Jackie Chan's The Foreigner. I haven't watched yet. Yeah, I still. And that looks really good. Yeah. I was so hyped on that. I just haven't watched it yet. Getting to the point now where it's like we would do this and we're like, yeah, I can't wait to watch this. I can't wait to watch this. And then we watch it like 6 months after it comes out. Yeah. Like, I finally watched it. I finally watched Hellboy. I finally watched...
I started Hellboy the other day.
There's room for improvement, but it's not bad.
I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind what I was watching for those 20 minutes.
No.
And I didn't see the big difference from even the old ones. Like
it gets progressively not good
near the
but
end.
It's the first
seems
like
the same as the other ones. It's all weird. He's a big guy. He's melts off. He's whatever. Yeah. You know, like
seems more accepting in the public type of thing. Yeah. He's out there. But he does a great job. Was it David Harbour? Does a great job as Hellboy. I don't mind that at all. I never minded the recasting. But you could definitely tell the movie suffers down near the end of it of like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
Like confusion.
Yeah, just like, wait, what? No, this is stupid. Move on. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. And then I finally watched It, which is great. And then Chapter 2 drops, so I'll probably watch that in 6 months. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters I finally watched, which was just awesome. I was reading some stuff afterwards because I was like, why did this movie not do as well as it should have?
No one cares about monster movies, but continue.
That and like it was way too long after the second one the first one type of thing, where like you had King Kong and then Godzilla. And then, like, this was supposed to be the build-up towards King Kong fighting Godzilla, right? But there was this gap where it's like, you waited.
So what was first? King Kong was first?
I think King Kong was first.
I thought Godzilla.
No, I think, yeah, you're right.
Zilla,
yeah, Zilla, King Kong, and then this.
Then this one.
There was way too much of a gap between Godzilla movies to, like, warrant it.
Really?
I think so.
I think maybe 3-4 years.
That's too long, especially for Godzilla. Yeah. Where Godzilla, like, here is a very niche market of people. Whereas, like, if you might have done that, like, people liked the first Godzilla.
Yeah.
They were just like, we want more Godzilla.
Yeah.
And then they finally showed more Godzilla, but it was way past, like, the thing. And then, like, King Kong was really good. You're looking up dates?
Just for Godzilla.
And then I was reading a bunch of comments on, like, reviews and, like, trailers. And a lot of people fall into the camp of, you're either going to like this movie or you're not going to like this movie. And that's how Godzilla, I think, falls. Either you like...
it's 5 years.
Yeah, I think that's...
2014 was the first one. And then 2019. And one thing I'll say is, I don't think any of the human cast is back from the first one, correct? So when you're doing that though, and it's hard to tell people that this is a sequel to that because no one else in this movie was in that first movie.
And that's the problem with like Godzilla. I think in general is like most people really we don't care about the human side of the story. We don't
care about it, but it's hard to market it when you're like, imagine going to a fucking, what did we just watch? Bad Boys.
Yeah.
No one from the first two.
Yeah.
They're not in it, but it's Bad Boys for life.
Yeah.
They're not in it.
Yeah, we call that XXX State of the Union.
Yeah, direct to DVD movies.
Yeah.
And but they're lower tiered right away. People are like, oh, you're restarting Godzilla again. Like you just did it 5 years ago. I'm not watching this one. Fuck it. And not realizing that this is a sequel to that one, and actually a continuation from Kong that came in between.
I don't know why they wouldn't have grabbed someone like there's like side insular characters that they use, but why wouldn't you have grabbed like any of the cast?
Same thing with Planet, like apes. Each movie had different humans. Time had
at least that kind of made sense. So it's like the humans were dying.
Point is Caesar, and he's your anchor for the movies.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you got this guy that doesn't speak or do anything. You just tear shit down.
I think Planet of the Apes more falls with Caesar's story than it does the human stories. It was a bummer though not having Franco come back because you kind of want to see like how he lives.
Yeah, and I didn't like, and I liked seeing that, but I also like in the second one where you meet. I forget the character's name, but it was Jason Clarke.
Yeah.
Who's like the human character. You don't see him in the third one.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, they shift towards what's his face on Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Who does it
awesome
phenomenal in that movie where he's so afraid of losing it and then he loses it and you're like, oh man. Sequels
not marketed well with the idea of Godzilla, then Kong, and then this being a trilogy.
Whereas all the lore is tied to back stuff,
as
opposed to the main forefront. It's like, the lore in these Godzilla movies that they set forward is fascinating. Of like, these things have been here for a long time. They're just in hiding, and Monarch knows about all of them, and they've either captured them, or they're just still in hiding. And it's like, and then like it shows Kong at some point in the credits of like Godzilla leaving Kong, or like everyone going towards Kong Island to have the big fight between Godzilla and Kong that is inevitable going to happen.
That's the next one,
because Godzilla is king of the monsters. They emphasize this so much. Well, so is King Kong. Like King Kong is the alpha of Kong. But and like, how do you? I want to see this movie because I'm like. So who's the third party that comes in that Godzilla and King Kong have to team up with? Because you can't have them fight to the death because you can't kill Godzilla and you can't kill King Kong. So that should be interesting. But watching The fights were a little iffy with the monsters because they do that thing sometimes where they hide them poorly with like rain or like smoke and shit. You're just like, show me the goddamn fucking thing. Who cares?
Yeah.
I know. It's fucking like if you're gonna spend this money, just spend the money. I screwed up money, so I just went with it. But yeah, I like Godzilla. And like I like the old Godzillas. They're terrible, but they're fun to watch because obviously they're old and terrible. Also, the last trailer for last trailer comes out in November. Last trailer for Doctor Sleep, the sequel to The Shining, has dropped, and it was good. I'm very intrigued about this movie. I don't say that a lot, but I am. I didn't know that this was a sequel to like the book. I didn't know he wrote a sequel to The Shining.
Yeah.
I had no fucking clue. So when they dropped this, I was like, oh, cool. They're doing that thing that Hollywood always does. Make a sequel to a movie you didn't expect to have a sequel.
Yeah.
And then
there is that actual.
And then I didn't know that. I'm sure it's completely different because the book, this movie is completely different anyways. But this looks fascinating. Him as an adult going back to like the place.
The inn.
Yeah, and like seeing murder written and like the hole in the wall and like meeting this girl who also has this power, but then there's like some evil force out there gathering people
with the power
and whatever.
Seems cool.
Yeah, it's got that girl in the hat.
Yeah,
and that's what she's listed as insofar as in the IMDb credits.
It's this girl in the hat.
Yeah, and it's what would you say, Rebecca Ferguson. And she's been in a lot of stuff. I didn't know she was in. But she's a fascinating actress too. She's really good in the Mission Impossible stuff that we've seen her in. And then unfortunately she's in Hercules, which is just a terrible, terrible movie. And I'm amazed that people don't like badmouth that as a bad movie as much as they badmouth other bad movies.
I just think no one saw it, so they don't even know that.
Because like we watched it because it's The Rock playing Hercules. Like that should be an easy go. That movie is just awful from beginning to end. Horribly acted, horribly paced. The story, the CG, everything in that movie is just god awful. And I don't think it gets enough credit for how bad it is. But Dr. Sleep looks good. Final trailer comes out November 8th. How do you think this does? Do you think it does okay? It's Ewan McGregor. It's a sequel to The Shining. It's art. It's hard to predict those, right?
Yeah, it'll do what it does. Yeah. I don't think it's not gonna break records, but it will be okay. I think it will come out making. It won't lose money.
No, it might just break even or just get slightly above it. More, yeah. I feel bad for it because like it has to live up to The Shining book and movie, which like both are highly regarded. So this movie already has a dent against it. Plus, it's what 30 some odd years, give or take, since this movie came out. But you did smart, and you cast Ewan McGregor as your lead actor, which like he's a really good actor, and he can carry a movie, and he's a name with enough clout that like, oh, okay, I'll go see Ewan McGregor in a movie. Like, why not? I think if you had cast any other actor without a higher like thing in it, you might have been in trouble. And it looks like a lot of the side characters are also kind of well-known-ish actors. I've recognized them from things.
Other things. Yeah.
So I think that might help them out. But yeah, I don't think if you cast good enough actors in this, because we've seen that before too, where they like it's a sequel to a movie, but they don't cast enough star power in it, and you're like, no one's gonna watch this movie. It reminds me of this is just bad. Just go with me on this. Was Tokyo Drift, where they were trying to continue the Fast and the Furious franchise, but they cast like, who the fuck is this guy?
And Bow Wow.
And it's like, no.
I only watched Tokyo Drift after I think I had seen 4 or 5.
Yeah, I definitely watched it later. Like I definitely didn't. And that's just because Fast and Furious sucks.
Well, even that too. But once you got to that Tokyo Drift, you're in that mindset of like, this is like it's like the American Pie movies that just like kept going on and on and on, right?
Yeah.
Now you're just making a movie. You're casting these up and comers, nobodies, and you're trying to sell it on the name, right? Yeah. I only watched it after I saw 4 and 5 and realized that you guys were like doing this backstory movie and trying to tie that into
it. They were trying to get Tokyo Drift to fit in the continuity of thing. I guess 9 is moving along rather nicely.
Yeah.
And apparently, Mia,
she's in it.
Jordana Brewster is in it. I'm like, well, that's fascinating. Cool. But apparently, Paul Walker's brother has been on set a lot. So they're like, oh, are they bringing it in as Bride's brother? Is he in the movie? Because he was there quite a bit to not be in this movie. Mm-hmm. And then, is it John Cena that's in it?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Of all movies that are sequel to a long extending franchise right now, 9 is like, what are they doing? Because What's-Her-Face is back. Charlize Theron's character.
Cypher.
And 2/3 of the actors are dead or gone. So, what is this movie? And, like, you kind of ended the arc of the last, like, 4 or 5 of movies. Mm-hmm. So, where do you go? Other than space. Because they were talking about that the other day. And I'm like, if this movie goes into space, I'm going to watch it, but I'm done. Like, how do you... I get they've been... Like, there's still giant set pieces, but they're still using cars, right? Inevitably, there's going to be a car thing.
Oh, of course.
So what, are they just driving around on top of the space station with fucking an Audi? Like,
not going to space.
Like, what are you doing? Don't go to space. Anytime any franchise goes to space, it automatically kills the franchise, even worse than it already was. Jason X. Oh, man. How long till we get reboots of those?
Jason movies?
Yeah, we're due for one of those, right? I know that Halloween hit big, and they did the reboot a couple years ago with Jared Padalecki, and I know they've been trying to reboot it since. And
I think they are. The guys that did the Halloween one are going to tackle some other character. I can't remember what it was, but I thought they were doing, or Friday.
Yeah, we're due for a Halloween or a Nightmare at some point in like the next 5 years. And then they just did that reboot with Rorschach, Haley, whatever the hell his name is. That wasn't bad, but Freddy is a fascinating character to me.
Yeah, because I heard that the guys that are behind
Halloween,
it's someone weird started. Oh, fuck. It's something weird because it's like either the guys behind Halloween are going to tackle another character, or what it is it's like Seth Rogen.
Oh, one of those type deals.
It's that idea where like this guy that does straight up comedy is now going to produce this new horror movie, but I can't remember who it is.
Oh, okay,
but it's something I heard about this.
I was just thinking, I want another movie where they fight, but then I remember every time we ask for a movie where they fight, the fight's like 3 seconds. It's not that good, and like we're like, please do it again, and then they do, and it's not that good. Like for years, we wanted Freddy versus Jason, and we finally got it, and it was an okay movie. And then, and the plot of the movie is actually relatively really smart for Freddy versus Jason. And then like we're like, oh, we want Alien versus Predator, and they gave us 2 of those, and we're like, can you please just try again? And then like we're just like, what the fuck are you guys like? They do this thing where they feel like we need the human characters in certain movies to like latch on to the character, and I'm like, no, I just want to watch Freddy and Jason fucking attack each other. I don't care about anyone else in this movie. Same thing with Alien versus Predator. Why do we need humans there? We want to watch the alien and the predator destroy each other. Why do we need fucking humans in the mix? I don't get the point of that. And it seems to be a Hollywood thing where writers feel like we need a certain character to attach to feel invested in the story. And I'm like, no, the story is these 2 fucks attacking each other. That's all I care about. I don't care about Susie May over there, like, trying to survive. And, like, it's always a girl. Because it's like, you can't have a dude there. Like, if there's a dude surviving, it's kind of like, well, he should survive. He's the dude. And I get why they do it in Alien and Predator, because, like, Alien's big thing is, like, Sigourney Weaver's character, right? Ripley. So having a female in Alien versus Predator survive fits the narrative of the story kind of thing. I just don't understand why it's always like the girl. She like needs her triumphant rise up type of thing. Where it's like, how about you just kill everyone and they all die, and then I just watch Alien versus Predator. Not Alien versus Predator with like the fan club in the corner. Remember Predators? That fucking movie with Topher Grayson?
Yes.
God, that movie is not that good.
Did you watch the new one?
Yeah, it sucks. It's worse than that.
Worse than the two.
Yeah, what is it?
15
What is it called? Is it just Predator?
Predator.
It's bad.
It came out last year or early this year.
They completely just was like,
that was the Rodriguez one.
Yeah, they're like, here's the lore of Predator, and they just shit all over it. It's awful. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what they're trying to do with Prometheus, tie it into the thing and make the lore expanded, and we're like, we don't care. It's kind of like Dark Fate. People come back and they're like, we're gonna fix it and make the franchise back to what it was, and we're like, please don't.
Yeah, we could tell this isn't gonna work.
No. God, Dark Fate. Oh man, the more I see this movie, like I saw an ad earlier for like Gears of War. It's like play the Terminator and thing, and I'm just like, Warner Brothers has spent a lot of money putting their characters. Well, they already own stuff like Terminator's coming to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
and then he's like in Gears, and I think he's in one more game too. And it's like, man, they are just really trying to get that fucking. They're like, look at this movie we made. Please go watch it. We're like, we don't want to. It's the Dark Fate of, or the Dark Phoenix of fucking movies. Can we talk about this?
No.
Peter Capaldi, the last Doctor that died. There we go, I saved that. In Suicide Squad.
And if I'm not mistaken, Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I want to say original Leonardo for the first original and the ones in the new movies. So like,
you lost me.
The two movies that just came out.
Yeah,
he was the stand-in actor for the movies.
Oh, okay.
And he did the voice in the second one. But remember in the first one, they recast his voice with Johnny Knoxville.
Okay.
But in the sequel, Knoxville doesn't voice Leonardo.
Yeah.
In whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Pete Davidson.
Oh, okay. He's a very interesting person, this Pete Davidson.
Right click?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's him. Maybe not. No, that's not him. Does he have a... No. Who's that kid?
There's that tall, lanky dude.
Mm-hmm.
No, because it would be right there.
So I'm curious. No. Okay, so I'm just curious right now. IMDb.
I lost the mouse. Oh, Bears.
Oh, Pete Pulaski.
Oh,
Who I'm pretty sure was on SNL though, or something along those lines.
no. It's very weird how this is listed. He was in Teen Wolf. He did both the voices.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's not.
Yeah.
You know it's not. So
yeah.
Because it even says right there below him.
Oh, he was the
original voice and the stand-in, and then he does the voice in the sequel.
Okay, so
forget my comment about the other thing.
Yeah. Please retract comments. Knoxville did an alright job, I thought.
Yeah, but he's not. He does. They just left him to do his own voice.
Yeah. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Hamel. That's Casey Jones. This one was definitely better than the first one.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was much better than that. And yeah, reshoots. They don't know what he's playing. Dude has a
Capaldi. I guess he did an interview recently where he had shaved his head. It said like, "Oh, I shaved it for a role or whatever."
Yeah.
Because I have to wear prosthetics, and then it came out that he was cast in this, so everyone's assuming like the character is prosthetic that he's wearing is for this role.
I wonder who we could be. This, I just Suicide Squad. don't know why that. I'm actually more excited for Suicide Squad. For some reason, I was thinking of Birds of Prey.
Yeah, that movie I am not interested in.
If you want to listen to that, what we thought on that movie, just go back to last week where we think we bashed it for a good solid 10 minutes. Harry Potter got removed from a Nashville school library on advice from Exorcist. I saw that story and it honestly just made me laugh, so I put it in here. Like, come on, guys, really? First of all, okay, I get the church, Exorcist, fine, whatever. Harry Potter, though, man,
But it's old as shit, too. It's not even relevant.
No, it's not. And, like, none of their thing is like, oh, they might practice black magic or black thing and summon Satan, blah, blah, blah. You cannot, any of those spells in Harry Potter are not going to summon the Dark Lord.
No.
If anything, they should be more mad at Bruce Campbell for trying to read the Necronomicon. Necronomicon? Yeah, that's it. Like, come on. Come on, guys. Like, get your shit together, school in Nashville. Harry Potter? Like, look at how fucking terrible that book cover looks. Kids are going to be like, I'm going to summon Satan by going, come on. What's next? I just made me laugh. Jonah Hex is confirmed for return on Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the guy who plays him, and Jonah Hex is a very fascinating character who is very beloved but shows up very rarely. And I think that's why he's so loved. Like, I've seen him in this, and then one episode of the the Justice League cartoon. They meet him, I think, a couple of times.
Yeah, I think he is in a Batman one.
Yeah, I might have. I think so. He might have been. And then, like, I've seen him in a few comics, but like he's very much a background player.
Never did watch the movie.
No. Oh yeah, you're right. They did make a movie.
Jonah Hex movie with Brolin.
Yeah, they did. Maybe I'll watch that. How bad could that be?
Thanos himself.
Yeah. I wanna see something. Did it come up?
It did, if you want that.
Yeah, it is. I wanna see what it's film.
Scroll down just to see that side piece.
Yeah.
Keep going. Budget $50 million.
Box office 10.
Woo.
Oof.
That is not good.
No. IMDb gave it a 4.7 out of 10. I like that it says 2. Like, who's Googling that? No one saw this movie.
Audience score 20.
That's higher than some of the DCU.
Good cast. Look at a solid cast.
Brolin, Malkovich, Fassbender, Will Arnett, Megan Fox. I saved her for last.
Good cast, though.
Yeah. Who directed it?
Jimmy Hayward?
I don't know. Oof. That is not... Horton Hears a Who and Freebird.
Yeah.
Birds.
Probably probably don't go with the guy who did Horton.
They do this a lot where they hire like...
Because Horton Hears a Who was his first movie, it seems.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, they handed him Jonah Hex. And it's like, it's a bold choice.
They do that a lot. You notice with like animated ones where they hit big and then they give them like this project, and it's kind of like, okay, if you do really well, we'll give you whatever you want. And he was like, okay, give me Jonah Hex. Mm-hmm. And they were like, oh, but we need him. To put that in context, Dark Phoenix is a 26 or 23.
Yeah, I guess there's more to it, so more people saw it. Therefore, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
more reviews are counted because more people saw that as opposed to, I think, who saw Jonah Hex.
Joker did won a film festival award there.
Yeah, I saw something on Twitter about that.
I'm not reading any reviews or anything for it.
No, I saw it like once.
I just want to see it. I don't want to think. Speaking of awards, thank you for that side tangent. Star Wars Battlefront 2 has earned a Guinness World Record. And it is not a good one.
What was it for?
For the most downvoted thing in Reddit history.
Oh, wow.
So can you, let's just put this into perspective. Reddit, massive internet thing. Mm-hmm. Everything gets posted on there. A lot of dumb shit, a lot of inappropriate shit, all kinds of stuff. For you to be the most downvoted comment in history on Reddit, you have had to severely fucked up. And sure enough, they did. So it was his response to the debacle that was the loot box thing in Battlefront. The reason I never bought Battlefront 2. And basically, he says, the intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment from unlocking different heroes. As for the cost, we have selected individual values based upon data from an open beta and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we are looking at average player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we're making content adjustment to ensure the players have challenges that are compelling, awarding, and of course, via gameplay. And basically, it was like he just said, fuck off. And we talked about this when this happened. Like, this got so bad, Disney was like, fix this. Like, how do you... I want to see if that like goes to that like post. It was a year ago. Like, we talk about like people not listening to what people are saying in terms of like media and content. This is gonna be the most tone deaf answer I've ever seen fucking someone give to a response of like, hey, your loot crates are too much and it's kind of pay to win, pay to play, and we can't play as the heroes we wanted to. And this guy was like, well, we saw some people do it. Oh well. Yeah. And it's like, really? And now Battlefront constantly goes from like $5 to $15 on things to the point where I still won't buy it. Mm-hmm. It's like, you guys have fucked this up so much that like everyone wants you to lose the license because we just want someone else to play Battlefront. Yeah. Do Battlefront. I was so excited for these games when they got re-announced because they were like, okay, we got Battlefront, we're bringing it back. And like, the first ones are fucking amazing. They're beloved. Everyone loves them. And they're like, oh, EA's doing them. We're like, yay. And then it fucking showed because like the game launched with like no fucking content. Nothing in the first. Yeah, the first one had zero fucking content, all online. It was unlock everything, loot through loot crates. And then they kind of learned the second time. With content. Yeah. They put more content in it. They put a story mode. They put a campaign mode. They put in everything. But then locked 2/3 of it behind a paywall with loot crates for characters. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? How did you miss from the first one to the second one that was really fucking stupid?
They just want the money.
But they didn't make any. Like, I understand you wanting money, but do it a smart way. Don't overcharge people. They will not like what you have to do, and they will not pay for your product. Like, it goes back to the whole there was a big debate about Batman and Arkham and its DLC, and a lot of it's just skins locked behind the season pass or whatever. And it's like, you either want that or you don't. Yeah. Like, we 100% paid for that because I love the Batman skins. I love different skins. I thought they were reasonably priced for what we were kind of getting, other than those Batmobile challenges in the last one. Yeah, that I never. But playing as different skins is fucking awesome. Yeah. I change the skin every fucking hour and a half. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care if it's behind the season pass paywall. That kind of gave me a little bit more content to use. Mm-hmm. It was fun when those dropped and I was playing the thing. Yeah. And they were reasonably spaced out within the game's lifespan that it was enough to warrant me to keep playing. Mm-hmm. Whereas like fighting games and Mortal Kombat and Injustice now are completely guilty of this. The season pass is way too much money. The characters cost way too much individually. And they're fucking so far apart that I'm never going to play this again. I was so excited when they announced the Turtles for Injustice, but I haven't played them to this day. Yeah. Because they're so far released from the fucking game. Mm-hmm. Like,
you got to get everything out in like 6 months.
Yeah. And like it's just you have to, because it's happening right now with Mortal Kombat. The last character comes out a year after the game is released. Like I know it's in the fighting tournament and people still play it on and off, blah blah blah. But to your average person or myself who is not going to play this game a year later to play Spawn or Terminator or whoever the last fucking thing is, that's way too far apart. Like you have maybe 3-month gap window to get all this out. If not, what is the point? Like I'm right now, when it comes to Mortal Kombat, I really want to play Mortal Kombat, but I think I'm gonna wait for that Game of the Year edition where everything's already in it, and it's $20 cheaper. And I think I'm just gonna start doing that with fighting games until Injustice drops in the 3, and then I'm just like click. But pre-order to get that $5 fucking like who was it last time? Was it Dark Side? No,
I think so.
Is it Dark Side? Yeah, either pre-order him or pay $10 to get him later.
Yeah,
they do the same things like Shao Kahn, and it's like that. You guys are ridiculous. But I'm not gonna railroad more of talk of that. I want to see if these look any good. We got more of a look at Deathstroke, Ravage, Superboy, and Crypto. Cool.
Yeah. So when does that start? Tonight? No, it started Friday.
Friday.
The 6th.
Ooh, I gotta watch that then. I'm not gonna wait. I don't want to wait. I want to see the premiere. I want to see what happens. It kind of looks like the Dark Knight skin. For Deathstroke here. Man, Titans. I cannot say enough good things about this show. Especially like we've talked about this again. If you guys have not watched it based on that initial marketing, you really need to go back and watch it because it is awesome and way better than that trailer makes it look out to be.
Yeah,
and it just improves. And season 2 looks so even better than the first one, and more of like, here's the Titans, let's go. This I just thought was cool. Square Enix celebrated the anniversary of Final Fantasy by showing off a new version of the old iconic cover. So like, here's the old one, and then they just did the like new version with the new character, or not the new character, same character, just redone in the style that it's coming out in.
Oh, okay.
And it just looks cool.
Yeah.
Because like you can see the contrast to the original PlayStation and then the new one for the PS4, probably PS5 release. But I just thought that looked really cool. I had the story, but I dropped it because it was ridiculous. Sony is re-releasing the Walkman as like a 40th anniversary thing. But it was like
actual Walkman.
Yeah, but it's I think it's like digital or something. I half read the story because I saw the price and it was like $600 for one of them, and I'm like, what are you doing? But I guess it's like it's a kind of an anniversary one, but also kind of like an updated like music user thing. It's got like a bunch of stuff that people really into music will be interested in. It's not for like your average consumer just looking to buy an anniversary product like that. And I was like, wow, that's ridiculous. And then I just immediately closed the store because I was like, that's ridiculous.
Talking to me.
And I'm like, if you kind of released it maybe at like a $40 price point, it looked kind of the thing, but it was also maybe like a digital like thing too. Maybe kind of pick it up because that would be kind of cool to have like a Walkman type thing. But yeah, it was kind of, it reminds me of like, not in the same vein because it was still way more priced than this, but the PlayStation 1 Classic, where it was like, way too expensive for what it was.
Yeah.
And it's like, what were you fucking thinking? And then everyone hated it. It dropped. It wasn't emulated properly, and all the games were fucked up. And I still want it though. There was a Nintendo Direct this week. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they do one every few months, right? They released Banjo-Kazooie now for the Switch. Which we just talked about fighting games releasing characters too late into the thing, but I think Smash is a different beast because it's constantly played on everything, because it's just that type of Nintendo game where like no matter what's going on, someone's always buying it, and they can release characters all the time, and it's a big thing. So they released that. They announced the newest character for the pass, which is some Neo Geo character from SNK. They announced that they're actually, after this one, they're developing more DLC characters outside of the previously announced ones. So that was cool. So everyone's kind of speculating what characters we might get in that. They announced Overwatch for the Switch, which is pretty much inevitable because it's on everything now. Which, that being announced, gives me hope for Apex on the thing, because there's no reason if Skyrim, The Witcher, and Overwatch can all run on thing, why can't Apex do that? And that would be pretty cool, because I could just play fucking Apex anywhere, just in handheld mode, just chilling. A little tiny screen, just playing Apex somewhere. Oh man, love it. I've almost leveled that season pass to 100.
Oh yeah,
that's how I'm at the last screen. So it's like each, like when you level something, each bar fills like a screen, and then it goes to the next screen. You can see the last thing. Yeah, I'm on the last bar, and there's no more screen after that, and I'm like, yes. They also announced. They showed off more of Luigi's Mansion, which was kind of cool. I definitely want to play that. They matched a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm like, cool. Then they announced that the Super NES games are now coming to the Switch, much like the NES games released when you buy the pass for the year, their online thing. You now get Super NES games. They gave 20 to start off with.
Not bad.
Yeah, and they also announced that they're not going to be doing kind of like the monthly drop like they were doing. It's going to be intermittent now. And I'm like, whatever, man. For $20, you just dropped a whole bunch of fucking classic NES games. So like right off the bat, you got Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Story. You got fucking Star Fox. You got Super Metroid, and you got Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, which I was really excited for because I've never played Link to the Past, and now I'm playing that right now. So with that and like the 15 other games, like you're set. And that's awesome. Now, all right, now we got the NES, we got the Super NES. Let's start dropping some 64 and GameCube. Let's go, man.
I know, 64. That's what I want.
I want that, but I want Sunshine. I want that
GameCube.
Yeah, man, I want that game. Just re-release it. Like, come on, Nintendo. You were sitting. Nintendo is probably the only company in the world, in terms of product, that can just keep releasing the same shit and people will buy it because those games are fucking beloved. Like, seriously, I bought both the classics. I used them maybe 3-4 times. Yeah. But I still bought them, and I don't care. Now I have those games. Granted, it's $20 a year to play the other ones, but I bought them again, basically. You're gonna drop a 64 classic, or you drop 64 games starting on there? Let's go, Nintendo, come on. Re-release Mario 64 on shit. Come on. Do it. Just release your virtual console. That's what everyone wants. Like, yeah, we want new Switch stuff, but also, man, just put that virtual console in there, start selling games again. Bam. Nintendo can just print money constantly with these games. Like, it's crazy. And then we'll see what happens in another Direct in a few months. But I like those Nintendo Directs because they're like, they show off some stuff, they announce some new stuff, and they show off the trailer for stuff that you've already seen. Like, they showed off a little bit more of the remake of Link's Awakening, which I've never played that either. So I'm going to pick up the remake of that because it's got a new like art style, and it looks kind of like old newish art style, but it's kind of interesting. Meh. Close enough. You got anything? You seen anything this week?
No.
It's been a slow little weeks. But the good news is something's coming up soon.
Something has to crack.
I think there's some game stuff coming up soon, and then of course New York Comic Con is
October.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yeah.
So
almost.
We'll get. And then games will start coming out. They'll start being issues. Movies are going to start coming out. We can bag on Oscar movies after a while. We'll have Joker update as soon as we see that. We can tell everyone if that movie was good or not, which by all indication looks like it's going to be good. But thanks, guys, for joining us on this week's podcast. We'll be back next week with more random goodness. And maybe if there's some more stuff to talk about.
Mhm.
But anyways, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Please comment, like, follow, subscribe. Appreciate it. Goodbye.